Uh, Hello everyone, this is Emerald Williams, Mr.313 Real Estate, and I just want to just briefly get into just one of my experiences, just being an entrepreneur. Next month it'll be 3 years of since starting my business of the property preservation business. And I just want to kind of give my quick experience of the evolution that took place from me started in February of 2014 until now, going into February 2017. And all the things I had to kind of learn the hard way, the things that I wish I had learned when I first got started. But I knew I wanted to have my own business. I knew I wanted to have the extra income. So that to me was the most important thing, was just getting it started and then just learning how to go. So hopefully I can help a lot of individuals. If you're already in business or if you're thinking about starting a business, just a few tips from a financial standpoint that's going to kind of give you an idea of what's needed and the type of mentality you need to kind of have, so to speak, for your business to grow. Because the whole point of a business is to make money, to have positive income, to have cash flow. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is just something very simple, accounts payable. And basically what accounts payable is money owed from a business. So that's what you're actually paying out. That means if you have certain creditors, if you have certain people that you may get your equipment from, if you're a vendor, if you own a store, if you're getting clothes, if you're getting whatever your products you're selling, that's accounts payable, okay? Because at some point they're going to give you those items that you need, and then they're going to have to be paid back. All right. The next thing is accounts receivable. And accounts receivable is quite the opposite. Accounts receivable is the debts from the customers. So these are actually assets on your behalf. So whatever service that you do, whether you have a landscaping business and you've cut maybe 50 lawns, and then maybe that next week, now you collect on those lawns that you did, on those services. That's accounts receivable. A lot of times, if you own your own salon, or if you do hair for someone, or if you do some type of service, that's considered accounts receivable as well. It's not really delayed. You kind of get that immediately once the service is done, once the service is completed. Whether you do massages, or hair care service, or manicures, pedicures, facials, whatever the case may be, you get your money right away. But in some cases, you may not get your money right away. Maybe if you own a clothing store, supermarket, someone pays, they debit it. If they pay debit or a credit card or something like that, it may take several business days to get your funds. So that's kind of like accounts receivable. And all this goes on what's called a balance sheet. With the balance sheet, this includes assets, liabilities, and equity. Okay, so a simple way to think about it, or another way to put your balance sheet, is to determine your net worth. Okay, and the formula for that is assets equals liability plus equity. So that's what you find out what your net worth is. Okay, so let's kind of break this whole dynamic down. Okay, now you got the liability side. Okay, those are things that you have to pay for. That's money coming out of the business. So if you got a business loan, or maybe you have a business line of credit, or whatever capital that you're using, even if it's your own money, it's still a liability because now you're using it for the business. Okay? Employees. If you have people working for you, they are in fact liabilities. You have to pay them. You may have to pay workers' comp insurance. You may have to have insurance for the business, and other expenses depending on what service you provide and what business that you're in. Now on the asset side, we have the cash flow. Okay, the cash flow comes from the actual work or labor that's being or service that's being done. So what's the good thing about a business as opposed to your personal side, if anything you purchase is now an asset for your business, okay? If you purchase a car, if you buy a vehicle for work, if I own, Anwar's plumbing services, if I was to buy a service van to do that work, now that van is now an asset, as opposed to me buying a car for my personal use. And then in that sense, in the personal sense, it would be a liability. Okay, so you can see the difference in that. All right, so I'm using it's an asset because I'm using that equipment, that van, to make money. Okay, it's a source, it's a conduit to get into the cash flow. Okay, so when I make money off these services, now it goes to the equity. Okay, that's the actual profits that you keep track of. Okay, everything that you do in a day, everything you do in a week, everything you do in a month, in a quarter, in a year, it all goes on the equity side of your balance sheet. Okay, then you take the profit, which now becomes cash flow, to pay your liabilities. Okay, so you're now taking the proceeds and the profits, and you using that to pay your employees. Okay, if you do have employees, then you may take some to pay off that loan, okay, which is now reducing the cash flow, okay? The cash flow is going down, all right? So let's just say you don't have a loan, okay? You don't have a business loan. Maybe you're just using your own money. Maybe you just got $100,000 just cash sitting aside. You're gonna use that and for your business. You still wanna treat it, you still want to keep these things separate. You still want to keep that money as a liability, because now when you're making money from that cash flow, from the assets, and recording that equity, you want to take that money and put it back into whatever source you got it from. So even if it's you, now you want to take that money and put it back into your personal assets and liabilities if you see fit. I mean, you can still use it and keep it on the equity side if you want for your business, but it's just giving you an idea of you can see where you at as far as profits for your business. Okay, so if you take your liabilities and you subtract that from your assets, you get what's called your net worth, and that's how you determine where you at business wise. You know, you get to determine if you're actually where you're at, you know. So now you can start, when you have this balance sheet, you can look at different days and different times and see probably within a year, within 12 months, you know, if it was going up, if it was going down, if it was kind of just right there in the middle. And so this is just kind of like a simple business model. I hope you guys get it. I hope this is beneficial to anyone that's in business. This is just a good way, a good simple way to just keep track of what you're doing and monitoring your expenses. You know, most companies do this on a daily basis. You know, so you can be more efficient with your money. Okay, so just everybody just continue to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Mr.313realestate.com for more information on real estate investment and business as well. Thank you.